So I was fired today and wanted to come on because I feel like, number one, this happens to a lot of people, and I was really blindsided by it. The reason I wanted to come on, number one, is because I feel like this happens to a lot of people, and it's like shocking and a lot to process. You work for a company with people for a long time, and then to like just get a Zoom, or like, this was like a random meeting put on my calendar, and it only showed like my manager on it. I didn't know like the HR person was gonna be on too, and then they just like said it very kind of coldly and then they just read out like the severance stuff and just said like, it's your last day, effective immediately, and then just like log off, and you're just kind of like, what is happening? And I think the problem for me is, so they said it was because of a conflict of interest, and essentially at the start of the year, my husband, who worked at the same company as me at the time, he quit because he didn't, he wanted to pursue other things. And at the time, I remember them being really pissed about it because my husband is really good at his job. He's really good at sales, and they just kind of lost this really great salesperson. So they were blindsided by him leaving. And then one day randomly, my manager called me. It was like, how's it going? Normal conversation. And then he goes on to like completely blindsides me, and he's like, so where's Tanner going? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, he's just figuring out what he wants to do. We have a couple real rental properties. And I was like, he's gonna work on like managing them, and yeah, like, I don't know, that was like it. I just said he's doesn't know what he wants to do yet. He just wants to change like what he's doing. And then he's like, well, if he ever works at one of our competitors, then that's good, and you guys live in the same household, that's gonna be a real problem. And I'm like, okay. It was just a really uncomfortable situation, and I felt like my job was being threatened at the time. So I get off the call, tell Tanner about it, and he's like, he didn't have, the balls to ask me directly about what I'm doing. Like, no questions about it to him when they had a conversation on the phone. But he'll go to my wife and try to get information out of her. So that just set him off. So we reported that to HR, had a conversation about it, and it was fine, moved on. I like reviewed the handbook and everything, and it didn't say anything about like, family or spouse working at another company. So flash forward to like April, May, and Tanner came out on LinkedIn and said he's working at this adjacent company now. And I'm guessing that's what set them off, because I got let go because of a conflict of interest. And it's because my husband works at a competitor company. My husband, not even me. And I'm just trying to process this. So like, I went back to the handbook, and they added that your family cannot work at a competitor. Your family cannot work at a competitor. What?
That sucks, and it's very unfair for a company to do that, because my husband works for someone else, you're going to fire me? That doesn't even make sense. How is that legal? I understand insider trading and stuff, that could be a thing, but she worked for you, and he even worked for you. So for you to be like, oh, I'm going to fire her because of that? That's crazy. They're two individual people. It really sucks, because I'm the kind of person that can look at every side of a situation and understand where that person is coming from. Maybe the company is thinking that she's relaying messages to her husband that makes the other company better, But that's all speculation. You don't have any proof of that. So to fire someone on just, I don't think they liked you. I don't think that they liked that he quit and went somewhere else. I think it was petty. What do you guys think? Was the company right for firing her? Put it in the comment section below.